There's an intermission?
There's an intermission.
I don't know what's
Hello.
happening.
Welcome to 6 Degrees of Feature Film.
Hi!
I'm Romy, also known as Brienne, also known as Miss Movies.
And I'm Michelle, also known as
Mhm.
Stacey Howard.
I feel like if we were in the movie, that's how we'd be anyways.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes,
Like I'm the Mira Sorvino. You're the
You are.
Lisa Kudrow.
I am indeed.
I don't know.
Mhm.
Anyways, hey everyone.
Hey.
This is 6 Degrees of Feature Film. This is your first time joining us. Here's what we do. We take one film and show how 6 other films link up to it in some random way, shape, or form. But before we do that, we're going to have a little host chat, as they like to say in the industry. Yeah.
The witty banter?
The witty banter
I
before we
love
get
the
into it.
witty
Because our
banter.
feature film today is Romy and Michelle's high school reunion.
Yes.
But yeah, let's talk about we were gone. We were off last week.
We were. Yeah.
I was at a family camp.
Yes.
Yes.
You kept saying you were at camp, but you never said what it was.
Yeah.
So I just assumed you were at like an adult summer camp where you were canoeing.
Okay, it's kind of like
and like sliding down the hill in your bunk beds, like just causing a ruckus.
It's kind of like that.
I love it.
It's so this family camp is basically like any sleepaway camp that you'd go to growing up, only the whole family goes
That's
instead.
cool.
Yeah.
When are we gonna go to that camp? Because we're
You're
a
welcome.
family.
You're welcome to join me.
Okay.
Ben, you gonna come?
No.
I'm definitely coming if it'll piss her off.
Okay, great.
All right. Well, I'm
Phrasing.
gonna put your hand in water at night so that you see yourself. I'm gonna do all the summer camp pranks.
We
so
do want.
just
I want to
be
ask
prepared.
Ben. Ben was at our match for
Yeah.
Schmodown,
was.
which happened. I want to know. I want to know your impressions of everything.
Yeah.
Just,
Oh.
but like quickly, within like a minute or two.
I mean, like the experience was really cool.
Mhm.
I liked going with you guys. I've never gone before,
Mhm.
even though there have been opportunities, and I really want to go again now that I've done it. I thought you guys did a really good job. It was cool to see all the behind the scenes.
Mhm.
The
Yes.
costumes and execution on your whole entrance was prime.
Thank you. It's tough work, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's a
goes
lot.
into it. Mhm.
A lot goes into
It's a
that.
lot.
Just watching the other team too,
Mhm.
like how invested everyone was. It was
Yeah.
really cool.
They like pre-recorded that. They like wrote that song and pre-recorded.
They
it.
did.
That's
That's
pretty,
impressive.
Pretty great. Pretty impressive.
That's impressive.
And we did great in the match.
We did
Can
great.
We say what happened? It's been out for a while.
I mean, you guys can check it out if you want on Collider
Yeah.
videos.
Watch.
But yeah, we had a fun entrance. Hooray!
It was awesome. We had a grand old
Mhm.
time.
They gave you a sing street question. I started laughing.
Yeah, because we were like, we knew it immediately. We didn't even look at each other. We
You
just
were on it
answered
faster
in-
than I was,
I was,
but
we ended
we
up
both-
answering unison because you jumped in.
I
You were
chimed
like,
in
oh, I know this one.
because I didn't know if I was gonna like wait for you. Like,
Girl, I'm not
wait.
waiting. We know the answer. We're gonna spat it out.
I didn't know what to do. Didn't know what to do.
That's okay. We joined in at the end. And it
Mhm.
was great. It was a good moment.
We have some bets as to when an intermission of our show will be happening. That's when the feed cuts out, but you still see our little icon of me. And we have to redo the show so I can get it back online.
Okay.
We're guessing. We're calling it intermission.
Mhm.
It'll usually be a minute long. That's when you can get up
Mhm.
and go do something. We'll be
Go
back.
pee.
We'll be
Go-
back.
If your coffee hits, go poop it out. It's all right.
that's when
Everybody
you can
poops.
just-
We're all adults.
do.
Unless
I
you're
mean,
watching
some of
this
you are my
after we
It's true.
live recorded, in which case we will cut the intermission out.
We will.
Yes.
We will.
Yes.
Live audience experience.
Which kind of takes some time, but I am able to get it done. It's
Okay.
frustrating, but I do it.
Do it for me.
Yeah, I do.
She
All
does
right.
it for
Anything
me.
else? Any other fun things happen to you aside from the 4th?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. I'm really tired. It's the day after 4th of July. Was kept up all night by fireworks because I live in a neighborhood right by the beach.
Yes.
So it's very loud. Everyone comes there in parks and wants to go out and like walk around in my neighborhood. So it was quite a production.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
That's about it though.
We go down the street and then we watch the fireworks, but they don't finish till like 10, and then my kids don't get back till 10:30, and they're super cranky. But that's how life is.
Well, kids are always cranky. Kids are little shits.
That's true.
I'm sure yours are lovely angels.
All right, let's get into our first film today,
Let's do it.
which is Romy and Michelle's high school reunion, which came out April 25th, 1997. You were 7?
I was
6.
7 years old.
7.
Mhm.
Okay. I was 16.
Wait, no, I was 6. I was if it was April because I would have turned 7 in May.
Okay. All
so
right.
I was 6.
Got it. This is about two
Too young.
dim-witted, inseparable friends that hit the road for their 10-year high school reunion. and concoct an elaborate lie about their lives in order to impress their classmates. Now, 10 years is not a lot.
No, I'm about to celebrate my 10-year high school reunion next year, which is insane to me.
I'm closer to my 20 than you are to your 10, pretty much.
I haven't hit 5.
Okay.
All
then.
right.
All right.
Okay.
Pipe down
Good
over
for
there.
you. Good for you. Young and over there.
But I feel like watching this movie now, the things that are happening in people's lives are closer to their 20-year reunion than their 10. Like they're a little
Yeah.
too successful.
Yeah. People are like, "Oh, I'm a fashion editor at Vogue. I have
No,
3
you're not.
children."
Yeah, no.
I'm like,
well,
whoa,
maybe
whoa,
you
whoa.
do, but it depends
That's
on where you
something
live.
in your 10-year high school reunion, you're 28, right? And these people are
Mhm.
acting like they're like 38.
Right.
So that's weird.
But they probably are in life.
probably are in real
I mean,
life.
maybe not.
Yes.
I don't know. I
None of
didn't
those
check their
actors were
ages.
28 years old. There's no way. I don't believe it.
Well, maybe
They look
could.
great, but no,
Mhm,
no,
mhm.
honey.
Who
You
knows?
can't hide your age. You can look great for your age, but you
Mhm.
can't hide your age. You really can't. Not nowadays.
This is starring Mira Sorvino, Lisa Kudrow, Janine Garofalo, some other people. Justin Theroux.
He plays the cowboy.
What?
I didn't realize that until years after
Hmm.
watching this film. I was like, "Oh shit, that's Justin Theroux. No way."
Alan Cumming. I liked him.
Yes.
I liked
yes.
him as well. Apparently, this was made like off of some sketch thing that Lisa Kudrow would do called Ladies' Room. I don't know.
I didn't know
I
that.
thought that was kind of an
she
interesting
used
bit
to
of
do
trivia.
improv and comedy with like
Mhm.
Kathy Griffin and stuff. I remember that.
Yeah.
Or I remember Kathy talking about it.
All I know is that the box office made almost 30 million, but I don't know how much it costs to make the movie.
Probably like 10.
They probably spent like $1 million just to get Time After Time.
Yes, which
Maybe.
is well worth it because that is one of the best dance scenes in movie history.
I agree.
Yes.
I agree.
This movie was like a staple of the Howard household where your family always watched it together and you always quote it. So my dad will always do the line like, "You with the legs and you with your hair, walking on your legs and flipping your hair." Like he always says that to everyone and no one knows what it's from really. And he's like, "Romy and Michelle's High School Reunion," but he loves that line and constantly says it. And it never applies to any situation. He just says it.
My husband says a lot of the lines from this too because this is one of his favorite comedies.
Nice.
So
that's a good one you got there. That's a good husband.
Yeah.
What's his favorite line that he always quotes? Or at least one of them.
Know. I don't know the movie well enough to like.
I always do the one where it's like we had a baby, but she's like a big giant baby who smokes and says shit a lot, and that's one of my favorite ones.
It's a good one. That's
like
a good
the last
one.
line.
I mean, sometimes he'll do the I invented Post-its because that's really easy to remember.
That one's fun.
Yeah. Anyways, who says that baby line though? Which one?
Lisa Kudrow at the end, and then they're like, "Let's hold scarves," and they go, "Okay," and then they pan out, and the movie ends.
Perfect.
And
I love it.
Scene.
And
I know the whole
scene.
movie.
I also appreciated. I learned that this was made at the time that Mira Sorvino was dating Quentin Tarantino. Just random. I didn't realize. Bless you. That was happening at the time. You're a one sneezer.
I'm a one sneezer.
Okay.
Yeah. My grandma is a 3 sneezer. Where she'll go, "Oh, oh, oh," and then it'll end like that.
Okay.
Triple sneeze, like a triple axle every time. It's perfect.
My mother-in-law's a 3 sneezer. I'm a 2.
You're
a 2.
Ben, what are you? Just kidding. No one cares. Turn off your microphone. This film, I love the outfits in it. They are hilarious. They wear
very 90s too.
Yes.
Definitely. It's like 90s, but a little bit more on crack. Like a little bit exaggerated.
The fabric is a little louder, a little shinier, a little more glitter.
But that shiny look was definitely.
Oh, for sure.
Definitely the vibe.
For sure. And they wore these huge platform shoes, which I love because I love high heels. I love being tall.
Yes, you're definitely a lot taller than I am. I need to stop wearing flats to the schmodown.
Yes, I need to wear flats and you need to wear heels, and then we'll be the same height, and I won't look like the Jolly Green Giant next to you.
Because I'm kind of like Tom Cruise to your Nicole Kidman.
This is true.
So
you are also a crazy Scientologist, so that all makes sense.
Okay,
great. I don't know. You're not.
Sure.
Yeah, I loved all the outfits. I loved the clubbing scene. It's so close to what clubbing actually is, which is miserable.
I wouldn't know.
And
I'm
you
guessing.
just trying to pretend that your shoe is filling up with blood so that you can leave a guy that's trying to talk to you. And you're like, please go away. Or maybe he's really nice and you're just like, I'm not, you're just not feeling talking to anyone, let alone a cute guy. And you're just
Mhm.
like, I'm going to go. Thank you for the drink, but I'm going to go. But you can't say that. You can't just say, you know what? This is like,
This isn't working.
let's,
We're not vibing.
yeah, we're not vibing. Like, you can never just admit defeat. So you have to make up a lie or be like,
Mhm.
I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'll be back. And then you like leave and go to another bar. And then he's looking for you. And then,
Because
not
what
that
did
I
you
have
do?
ever done.
Crawl out the window of the bathroom? You could.
I mean,
You
the
could do
bathroom
that.
is usually around the corner. So you go to the bathroom and then you like have
Huh.
to exit a different way. It's a whole like exit fire escape
Sure.
strategy.
That kind of
happens.
reminds me of the movie Just Married, where Ashton Kutcher like climbs out of the bathroom
That's
window to get
right.
away from that girl at the Cafe America.
That's right.
I know this movie too well.
That actress was funny. She's like,
She was good.
Are you joking? We've been air humping this whole time, and like you're not gonna go home with me. I remember that movie. That was good. That was good.
I'm sure that's rarely talked about on any sort of film
Probs
show.
not. Probs not. But if there is a movie trivia,
There's
question
not
about
going
that,
to be.
well, if there is, then we'll know.
We'll know it.
Cafe Americana,
Mm-hmm.
and they do
I
have.
thought it was just America.
I don't know.
We'll have
Cafe
to look.
America?
We'll fact check that.
Okay, all right. Someone Ben, what are you doing over there? Stop picking your nose and fact check something.
I'm fact checking Cafe Americana.
No, you're not.
I think it's just America, but
America.
that's me.
I'll find
that's
out.
me. And it's from Just Married. All right. Anything else we want to discuss about
There's so
Romy
many
and Michele?
fabulous and funny scenes that are just classic comedy, and I think it's a
Mhm.
really underrated film because not a lot of
Sure.
like a lot of people love this film, but it's not like Caddyshack is a classic comedy. Ghostbusters is a classic comedy. You know, it's not up there,
Mhm.
but in my opinion, it's
Clue
just as
is a
funny.
classic comedy.
Clue is a classic
Did
comedy.
you see the commentary that was happening
I
on Twitter?
did. It turned into a moment.
It turned
on
into
Twitter.
a moment.
That's pretty crazy.
And John Roca is wrong.
That's right. Roca, you're wrong. Someone tweeted John Roca right now and say 6 Degrees is talking shit on you. You need to watch the video right now.
I don't know if we need that kind of heat on us, though.
I can handle the heat. You can too.
Then just do this.
Believe in
S.O.
yourself.
Howard 2012 is talking shit about you.
Talking shit.
Because it ain't going to be me.
All right.
I don't want that heat.
I'll take the heat. I don't care.
Okay.
I'm a fiery redhead. I love the heat.
All right.
All right.
It's Cafe America.
Yeah.
Cafe
Yeah.
America. All right.
It doesn't matter.
hunt.
There's going to be no questions about it ever.
Air hunt.
All right. Let's move on to our next films. But
Okay.
before we do that, let's say hello to some people. Hey, Charles Smith.
Hi.
Neil Varma. Hi. Mayank. Star Drew. Stephen Garau. What's up? And of course, Ben. There's got to be some other people,
Ben.
but that I have not mentioned. But maybe they'll put their names in with
I'm
a comment.
seeing a rumor that someone's going to create a GIF of me air humping. Here you go. Here you go.
Great.
I'll give
Great.
you a good video. I don't care. I don't care.
Mm-hmm. That's
I'll
great.
air hump at you. I don't care. Air hump me.
No.
But yeah.
And Elise McKenna. Hey, girl.
Hey,
All
girl.
right.
Hey.
So now we're gonna go to I don't know, dance scenes.
Yes.
It's dance scenes because obviously Time After Time is a great dance scene that happens in the film.
But it
With
has to
Alan
be
Cumming.
A movie that
Right?
has a dance scene that's not a dance movie.
Yes, movie with
Yeah.
a dance scene that's not a dance movie or a musical or even really maybe a music movie.
Yeah. It's just
It
a
just
regular
happens.
movie. And then you're like,
Mhm.
dance scene? What?
What is happening?
What's
Right.
going on? Yeah.
So I went with Napoleon Dynamite, which came out August 27th, 2004.
Mhm.
This is about a listless and alienated teenager who decides to help his new friend win the class presidency in their small Western high school, while he must deal with his bizarre family life back home. I always find that to be weird, like description.
Yeah.
I mean, back home makes it sound like he doesn't live with them. But anyways, whatever. I don't know who writes this. So it was written and directed by Jared Hess, who also did Nacho Libre. And supposedly he's doing Shanghai Dawn.
what?
But that apparently has been kind of like announced for a while, a few years maybe.
I mean, I feel like it's always a rumor mill just because Owen
Mhm.
Wilson and Jackie Chan like to work together.
I feel
So
like
they're always like,
Jackie
"Yeah, we wanna
Chan's like
do it."
old now. Like, can he
He's
do it? I mean, he
60.
could do it. I feel like he's
Is he
older than
60?
that. I feel like he's.
Ben, how old is Jackie Chan?
We're gonna check this out
We're gonna check
right
this
now.
out. Well, he just got a Lifetime Achievement Award at the Oscars, so I feel like
Mhm.
he's 60 something.
He is 63.
63. But he looks good though.
Yeah, and he's doing that new action movie.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
looks
All
like
right.
he's in
doing
shape.
new,
He's
and
prime.
I love Shanghai Noon. I love Shanghai Nights.
Yes.
Aiden
Agree.
Gillen is the villain in Shanghai Nights, you guys, and he's awesome. I remember seeing it, thinking he was cute, and being
Yes.
like, he's a good bad guy. And then now he's Littlefinger, and I'm like, I fucking told everyone. I told them I told
That's
them
right.
he was great.
And he's Cosmo's dad.
Yes,
Sing
he's
Street.
Cosmo's dad.
in
Oh,
Sing
Sing
Street.
on Sing Street. Yes,
Mhm.
yes. And we couldn't remember his name.
No,
during
we
the
couldn't.
Schmoedown. That was
None of
disappointing.
us could.
Nobody could. Everyone
That was
like
during the free
Littlefinger.
for all.
But I knew his name though. It was in my mind, and the second I heard it, I was like, "That's his name," because I've looked it up a million
Sometimes
times.
you just can't get there in quickly enough
Right.
to write it down.
Yeah.
That's what the problem becomes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I knew Charlie Hunnam's name, but I forgot it for
It happens. It
what's
happens.
his face. Yeah.
Hey, Robert Anderson and Cubler. Is that how you'd say that? Invasion?
Cubler Invasion. I
don't
like
know.
that. Like
I
an
don't know.
invasion of cubs. Is a group of cubs called a Cubler? Because I'd be into that.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
So anyways, Napoleon Dynamite, he only got paid $1,000
Oh wow.
to play Napoleon, and the movie made over $40 million.
That is crazy.
mhm.
I love when movies like this get big.
Yes,
Because that's awesome.
because it only cost $400,000 to make.
Yeah. It was an absolute like student film,
Mhm.
independent, and it had like a very grassroots marketing campaign. Like they just showed it
Right.
in colleges, and everyone was like, "This is amazing."
Yeah, and I guess they have a Napoleon Dynamite festival in Preston, Idaho,
I love it.
yearly.
I love
since
it.
this film.
So I guess everyone dresses up and they choose who's the
Mhm.
best Napoleon Dynamite impersonator.
This had
Great.
the longest credit scene in the history of cinema because they listed all 181 extras and gave them like names,
Nice.
which is hilarious.
I love that. Of course they did. Of course they
Why
did.
not? You only have $400,000 budget. Might as well list all of your extras.
Yeah, thanks all the extra. They probably did it for free too. They
Hmm.
probably had to eat those that like egg. They made like
Ooh,
egg
that
soup
mixture.
that you think it's gonna be orange juice, but it's like literally just eggs
It was
in there.
disgusting.
Oh, and like sandwiches with flies on it. They ate that shit too.
So Jamiroquai song is what they danced to in this Canned Heat.
Mm-hmm.
I really appreciate. I feel like I should learn the dance
Absolutely.
just because maybe that's a Schmoedown entrance one day where we
Maybe.
learn the dance.
Maybe. I love that.
And we have vote for 6 degrees instead of vote for Pedro on our shirts.
Fabulous.
I don't know. All these ideas. So many ideas,
There's
guys. So many.
Guys, we have an entire notebook full of like brainstorming ridiculousness. Like I want to ask
Mhm.
Christian, like, how much weight does your ceiling hold? Because I want to be suspended from it. in
Do
some
you
way.
have any
Do you have a
harnesses?
platform that can slowly lower us down? Like I just want them to spend a little bit of money, and then we could like get there. Like we could be like Britney in Vegas.
Whoa.
Fabulousness.
I do have a smoke machine.
Oh,
Maybe we need to use that sometime.
We should absolutely. What movie can we use for a smoke machine?
I mean, any movie. It's just a dramatic entrance.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. What's your favorite ridiculous scene in this movie that you laugh out loud at? You're like, why do I laugh at this every time? Mine's the bike scene where he does the jump and he goes, "Whoa!" and he like can't jump it, and he
when
like
he like throws food at the llama
oh
at Tina.
the
He gets
food.
angry at Tina.
Tina, come get some dinner, you fat lard. This movie it's over quoted, so I can't laugh at it anymore.
Maybe.
You know,
Maybe.
but it's so funny that like it makes me sad that it has been over quoted and everyone was
Mhm.
wearing like vote for Pedro shirt. This was when I was like, what was the year? 2004.
2004.
So I was 14. This is my freshman year in high school. Do you imagine how many people were quoting this movie in the hallways, wearing vote for Pedro shirts? Like it was everywhere. No one would shut up about it, and I feel like it makes it less enjoyable to watch because
Maybe.
you know so much about it.
Maybe. I
You've
saw
heard
it before it took off. So, I mean,
Oh.
it took off in terms of like it was in the theater when I saw it.
Right.
But like, I hadn't heard much about it
Mhm.
before then.
Mhm.
did they buy this up? I think
I
they did.
I feel like they did. I feel
Huh.
like it's an official MTV movie now.
Anyways, the brother
To
Kip
distribute it.
like had braces put on him
I
for
love
this
it.
film.
I
So there's
love
two
it.
dentists, I guess, that were thanked in the credits. Probably the one that put them on and the one that
The
took
one
them
that
off.
took 'em off,
Who
yeah.
knows?
Let me tell you something. Braces are not an easy thing to handle. I had them for 5 years. I
Yeah.
hated it.
I only had 2 years.
Oh, mine was the worst. And I had
It's
the
probably
rubber
because yours weren't
bands.
paid off. That's why they
Maybe,
had to stay on.
maybe.
Because
Well, I
mine
had
came off as soon as the payments were done.
mine had the tooth that wouldn't come down, so I'd have surgery to
Oh,
put
okay.
a chain in.
Mhm.
And they would I literally had a gold chain in my tooth like this, and the dentist would put a little wire through every 2 weeks. I'd go and he'd put a wire through and he'd go and just slowly pull my tooth down,
Whoa,
like in small increments. It was the worst year of my
that
life.
sounds awful.
And I had to wear rubber bands where one was you start one here and then you put the other one down here. So I literally had a rubber band across my mouth diagonally. I couldn't open my mouth.
Ow.
It was the worst. My jaw still isn't really aligned. I pop it and it clicks all the time. You guys
Thank
hear
you.
that?
Thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're
I'm
welcome.
glad. I always love the examples.
Mhm.
All right. That's all. Let's close that
Okay.
up.
All right.
What movie did you pick that has a dance scene that's not a dance movie that is also not a musical or maybe not even a music film?
I picked one of my favorite movies of all time, Pride and Prejudice, the 2004 Keira Knightley version. I'm trying to get my
Okay.
phone so
I
I
know I've
can.
seen it, but I feel like it's been a while.
I love it. It was one of those movies where it wasn't really on my radar because I was 14, so I was watching comedies and
Mhm.
horror films, like all the teenage stuff. And this was like a drama. This is a period piece Jane Austen film, drama, and with comedy in there. It was sweet
Mhm.
and funny, and I just love this film. But I watched it one day when I was sick home from school.
Okay.
And so the only reason why I had seen it is because like it was on HBO and I had nothing else to watch and I didn't feel well. And I remember crying hysterically at the ending of the film when he's walking through the field towards her and it's like, I love you. And you're
Mhm.
just like, and the music is swelling and it has a beautiful soundtrack and the whole thing is gorgeous. Keira Knightley was nominated for an Oscar for this with much deserved. Keira Knightley plays Elizabeth Bennet. Matthew McFadden, who I fell in love with him in this film. He's so adorable and cute. Brenda Blithen plays the mom. Donald Sutherland plays the dad. You've also got Rosamund Pike plays the older sister, Jenna Malone, and Carrie Mulligan. This is her first film.
Oh, nice.
She was a
Didn't know that.
fan of Jane Austen and wrote to the director because she heard that they were filming near her home. She was
Okay.
like, "Hey, I love these books. I love this character. I love the subject matter. I want to be in your movie." And she was like, "Oh, well, come in and meet me. Do you even act?" And Carrie's like, "I don't know." And so she auditioned and
Mhm.
she was fantastic. And
Nice.
now she's like one of the best actresses working today, in my
Who
opinion.
knew?
Have you seen An Education? She's amazing.
So she
Let's
wrote to Ang Lee.
Hmm?
Did he do this one or did he do Sense and Sensibility? I always
he
mess it up.
no Joe Wright.
Okay. Someone's calling you.
Why is my landlord calling me? Joe Wright directed this. He also, I believe, directed The Duchess. No, he directed Atonement and Anna Karenina
Okay.
and some of Black Mirror. So he loves Keira Knightley, and he's
Well, yeah.
fabulous.
When
Yeah,
you have people that are good, you continue to work with them.
yeah, this is true.
Makes sense.
They have a little Scorsese, DiCaprio bond, and I like that.
Mm.
Now, there's the dance scene I'm talking about is there's a few, but the one that I love is this weird. It's kind of like a fever dream between the
Okay.
characters. So they're dancing. This is the first time that they dance together, and the first time you kind of see that they do have an emotional or romantic connection, but they're
Mm.
trying not to admit it because he's too proud
Yes.
and she's
Of
too
course.
prejudiced against him for his money. And they start off dancing. You see everyone, and then suddenly it cuts away, and it's like they're dancing all by themselves.
Oh, okay.
So it's like they're in their own little romantic
Almost
world.
like a like West Side Story when everyone's dancing,
Yeah.
but then they see each
But then-
other.
and they come together
Yes. Mm-hmm. They do.
just like that. And it's like they're in their own little world, and you finally see the connection that they have. And there's so many. This movie is so good because it was my first introduction to like great romance in film, to where I wasn't like, oh,
Mhm.
gag me, gross. Like I was, a teenager, like didn't care about all that stuff. But then this came along, and I was like, maybe I want that someday. Maybe
Yeah.
adult love isn't so gross and stupid, and maybe it can
Mm.
be real and beautiful. And all the scenes they have together, where when he first admits he loves her, it's in the rain, and they go into her gazebo, and she's not having it. She's like, "You broke up my sister and her boyfriend. How dare you? No, I hate you. You're the last man in the world I would ever be prevailed upon to marry." And then later, she realizes he's helped her with a family issue, and she loves him, but she can't admit it because it's too late, and now he's engaged.
It's too
And
late.
then his
Too
aunt
late,
hates her, and
baby.
yeah,
Now it's too late. That's my
I forgot that
interlude.
song. Okay.
Sorry, it's an old one.
All right. I feel like I just know that line of the song because I
Yeah,
couldn't really
sure.
continue it. Otherwise, I would have sang along with
Okay,
you.
great.
So yeah, it was a great introduction to dramatic love and the will they won't they in movies that made sense to me and really
Mm.
really hit home, where I didn't think this
Nice.
is gross and icky. I was like, all right, I can get on board with that. And it has a beautiful beautiful soundtrack to it, and I believe it was nominated for a few Oscars for its score. And there's one where she's standing on a cliff, and I forgot the name of the song, but just look it up because it's so good.
Song Keira Knightley on Cliff.
Sure.
That's what
Look
I'm
up
looking up?
Pride and Prejudice soundtrack, and then I
Or
forgot the name of
score.
it. Or score. Sure. I
Probably
really.
score.
I'll admit that I don't know the difference between the soundtrack and the
Okay,
score.
let's
Soundtrack
just
is like music
pause
that's in a
for a
movie, and
moment.
score
Yeah,
is like
the
what they
score is
create
like
for the
no.
movie, right?
Score is like underneath the movie the entire time.
Okay.
A soundtrack would be like if there was a song that was playing during their dance sequence
Mhm.
that has words in it. Like and things on
Mhm.
soundtracks are going to be like
Songs that are on the radio.
yeah,
But a score
whereas
is
a
like what they
score is
wrote.
going to be just instrumental
Mhm.
and it's going to be playing underneath
Mhm.
the entire movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So like Titanic, let's say, we have the score which is underneath the whole time with the
Uh-huh.
like flute, but then on the soundtrack would be Celine Dion's
Right.
like song.
I kind of get it. But then I
Okay,
can't.
great.
No, it's all right. It's
All
okay.
right, I'm
We don't have-
trying.
we don't have to spend too much.
All
on
right,
it.
great.
The score is beautiful in this, in my opinion. It's all
Mm.
just classical piano. It's fantastic. The lighting,
Yeah.
everything's gorgeous. I love this movie. Okay, Pride and Prejudice.
Pride and Prejudice. Okay,
With
so
an
we
A.
went from Romy and Michelle's high school reunion, then we linked it to movies that are not dance films, not musicals, not music movies that have a dance sequence in them.
Yes.
And we did Napoleon Dynamite as well as Pride and Prejudice.
Yes.
Now I'm going to link it from Napoleon Dynamite
Okay.
to one film, and then Stacey's going to come up with one.
Now I don't know your link.
It's going to be John Heder movies.
Oh, okay.
Is that how you say his name? Or Heater?
I thought it was Heater, but I don't know.
Heater.
I hope
Header.
I only know one other John Heater film, so I hope
I
you
would
don't
say
pick
Heater.
that. Heater.
Is
Okay.
it Blades of Glory? Because that's the one I'm picking.
Oh, fabulous. I'll
Okay.
pick the other one. I'll pick the
Okay,
other one.
great.
Then I know two John Heater films.
Excellent.
Okay.
All right. So, yeah, we're going to do Blades of Glory, which came out March 30th, 2007. It is about, apparently it's a period piece because it's about them being in 2002. Anyways, two Olympic ice skaters are
Good old
stripped of their
2002.
gold medals and permanently banned from men's singles competition. Presently, however, they've found a loophole that will allow them to qualify as a pairs team. So we have Will Ferrell, John Heater teaming up to be a pair.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Solid plot. Solid comedic plot.
That's right, because John is like the straight-laced one.
Yeah.
And then you got Will, who's the crazy one.
He's like
So-
John's like the Nancy Kerrigan, and Will is like the
Tanya Harding.
Tanya Harding.
And they're together.
Yeah.
And then we have Craig T. Nelson as their coach,
Beautiful.
which is
Beautiful
amazing.
Choice.
It's
Love
amazing. We also have their rivals, which are Will Arnett and Amy Poehler, who were married at the time.
Yes. But played brother and sister.
Yeah,
But
and it
still
was kind
made
of
out.
weird.
I love.
Yeah.
No, I
Oh,
didn't think it was rated at all. I
strange. It was
loved
strange.
it. I loved
And then
it.
Pam from The Office.
Pam.
I don't-
Jenna Fisher.
Yes. I
Yes.
saw her once in person. Fun times. Fun times.
Cool. What was she doing? What
She was
happened?
at the Pasadena Teddy Bear Tea, so I was at the tea same time she was. Mm-hmm.
What's the
It's
Teddy
like
Bear Tea?
it happens around Christmas time where the kids come, they bring teddy bears, and then Santa Claus visits, and then he gives them a teddy bear.
So they have a
Yes.
teddy bear, and then Santa gives him a new teddy bear.
It's like you can bring a stuffed animal to tea with you, and then he'll give you another one.
Oh, do you have to throw away
Mhm.
your old one?
No.
That sounds depressing. I think that's what actually happened. You just and they tell them, "Oh, your teddy bear is gonna go live on a farm. He's
Yeah.
gonna be good."
So she was there with her baby.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't know.
Yeah,
That all sounds
yeah,
very
good times,
cruel,
good
but
times.
okay. Okay.
Oh, it's cute. They have a puppet show.
I don't know
They
about
do a
all this,
little.
Brian.
They do a little
I
story.
don't know about this.
Anyways, they had to learn how to ice skate for this film.
Makes
so
sense.
they trained with Michelle Kwan's coach,
Whoa.
which makes sense. Like, why not train with the best
Yeah.
if you need to train?
Well, Michelle Kwan never won the gold, but all right.
But she's still like
She's good.
in like history books. We
She's
still
good.
know her name.
We do. She didn't win the gold.
All right, fine. Fine. And John broke his ankle during filming, so I don't know how that works. Like, what happens
I don't
after
know.
that?
You just skate with the cast, I guess.
I
don't know.
guess. All right. There's really not much else. I mean, Ben Stiller was considered for the part of Will Ferrell for Chaz Michaels, but decided
Michaels,
to
I
turn
forgot
it
that's his
down
name.
because he felt it was too similar to other roles he's had, such as Heavyweights, such as Dodgeball.
Yeah, yeah.
So he thought, you know what, maybe I shouldn't do this role because it's too much alike. Which makes sense. I could see him playing that role,
Mhm.
but I guess if you don't want to get typecast,
That's true.
getting away from that.
That's true.
I do appreciate that they're like trying to do this really complicated move, which could result in decapitation.
They tried it in North Korea in 1987.
I also like them in this like chase sequence where they're in their skates and then they're on like concrete or on the
Oh, it's
roads.
great.
So they're trying to like go fast, but they're in ice skates and they can't. It's pretty hilarious.
I love it.
We're going up the escalator.
I love that this song, some quotes from this song is
Mhm.
in that song Paris by Kanye
Mm.
West and Jay-Z.
Oh,
We're going to
what's in
skate to
there?
one song and one song only. That's how the
All
rap
right,
song
that's how it
goes.
goes.
It's how the kids do it these days.
So what's your John Heater film then?
My John Heater film, I at least if I remember this correctly, and I'm not looking anything up because I'm just gonna go off of memory.
Okay.
Just Like Heaven. Isn't
Yeah, he is
that
in that.
with Reese Witherspoon
He
and Mark
is.
Ruffalo? And
Yes.
or is it?
That's right. You're right.
Yeah. I forgot
Or
the
the
entire.
bench warmers.
Yeah,
but,
or bench warmers. Oh yeah, with
mm.
David Spade. I don't know about that. I forgot the entire plot of Just Like Heaven.
Okay,
so I am
she's
gonna
like in
look
a
it up.
coma.
Oh,
Here's how it
that's
goes. She's
right.
in a coma, but her like spirit can like talk to the person that's living in her old apartment.
That's right.
For
and it's
some
Mark
reason,
Ruffalo.
it's Mark Ruffalo, and they kind of like fall in love.
That's right.
And then he goes to find her. It's kind of like While You Were Sleeping, but
Yeah,
then like
but
ghost
it's
in
ghost,
ghost
but
form.
with like paranormal.
But yeah.
stuff.
So
And John Heater is his
Mhm.
friend who's like an emo
Yeah,
artist or
right.
something.
Mhm.
John Heater, where is he?
I think he's like taking a break.
Probs. He is Mormon, and I think he got
Yeah.
married when he was like 20 years old.
Probably.
Yeah.
He definitely did like missionary work over in Japan. So like when he did Blades of Glory, he was able to use like some of the language that he learned to do his
Oh.
like part where he's talking in Japanese.
Nice.
Yeah. The more you know. The more you know.
Whoa. Did you get that in the IMDb
I
trivia?
did. I learned that.
Bless IMDb trivia.
I know.
I love it. It's so informative and
It
it
is.
creates for great party banter so that we can all be social and make new friends.
That's right. Now, yeah, Just Like Heaven. I don't know much else aside from that.
Okay. All right.
How
That's
about
all I
you?
remember.
Okay, great.
Okay.
So there we go. Those
Okay.
are our two films of his, Blades of
Okay.
Glory, Just Like Heaven.
Okay.
Let's go over to Pride and Prejudice.
All right, G. So I'm gonna look this up. I chose Keira Knightley Films is my
Okay.
link, and I want to go to one of my favorite films that introduced me to Edgar Wright, Domino.
Didn't see it.
Oh,
Domino.
it's real good. It's very different. It's got a lot of like jump cuts
Mhm.
and like extreme visuals, and it's a lot sometimes. But the subject
Mhm.
matter is really interesting. And Keira Knightley's great, and Edgar Wright, you totally fall in love with
Is
him.
this like 2008?
2005.
Okay.
A recounting of Domino Harvey's life story. The daughter of actor Lawrence Harvey turned away from her career as a Ford model to become a bounty hunter. Now, I'm sure everything in this film is dramatized in some way. So I don't know if everything is
Sure.
accurate. However, it was true that Domino Harvey was a model, and she was
Mhm.
from a very posh lifestyle. Her dad was an actor. I guess her mom was, I think her mom was maybe a model or something like that.
Okay.
And she ended up, she's this attractive, exotic looking woman. She was a model. She ended up kind of in this seedy lifestyle. Like, she met a bunch of people. I think she was into drugs and stuff. But to rehabilitate herself and kind of get her life back, she decided, I'm going to become a bounty hunter. And she became
Hmm.
famous in the LA scene
Yeah.
because it was like, who's this woman that's like doing this crazy extreme lifestyle? And someone, I think the director heard about it at a party and overheard her story and was like, who is that woman? I need to get in touch with her. I'm going to buy the rights to her life story, and made this
Huh.
film. And Keira
Interesting.
Knightley is a badass in that. She had to, I remember that she had to get muscular for this. And so she had like little arm muscle, as muscular as Keira Knightley can get,
Sure.
little arm muscles. And then they had to try and hide that in Pride and Prejudice because she was still a little swole. And so they were like, we need to put you in like long
But that's a
sleeve
costume
dresses.
drama, so that would be easy.
That's true. Well, there's one scene where she has to have short sleeves.
Okay.
And so they had to like add
Cut
little
it.
ruffles and
Sure.
like
Mhm.
try and hide her little arm muscles. So Keira
Nice.
Knightley plays Domino Harvey. Mickey Rourke is in this, playing just Mickey
Mhm.
Rourke, just a guy that's like
Is
weathered and
anyone
seen some
Dog?
shit.
Is Dog the bounty hunter in this?
Dog the Bounty Hunter is not
or
in this.
someone that portrays Dog the bounty hunter?
Mickey Rourke is pretty much Dog the
Okay,
Bounty Hunter.
so
He's pretty much
a
like
dog
that.
type.
Yeah, a dog type.
it.
Exactly. So he is like a rough and tumble kind of guy. He's seen all the shit,
Mhm.
and he likes Keira Knightley
Yes.
because she's like small and dainty and this beautiful woman, and everyone like he has this line in the movie where he's like, if him and Edgar Wright are kind of partners, and Edgar Wright's from like the streets of Mexico and like been a foster
Edgar Wright
kid
has a
and
You
part in
keep
this?
saying Edgar Wright. Edgar Wright is not
Edgar
in this
Ramirez,
movie.
whatever.
Edgar Wright's a director.
I know this.
Sorry, everyone.
Sorry. Again, I didn't look
I
it
was,
up.
you know what? When you were talking, I was like, "Oh, Shaun of the Dead guy." Like, I didn't realize he did this movie.
Oh, Baby Driver?
Excuse me, Edgar Ramirez.
Ah.
Maybe I should do show notes sometime. I'm just like winging it sometimes. So Edgar Ramirez, this is the first thing I saw him in. He is a fantastic actor. He's of course in Zero Dark 30.
So, but Tony Scott directed it.
Tony Scott directed it. And it's
Okay.
got all these crazy jump
Next
cuts.
time, Stacey's gonna come prepared.
Okay. Who cares though? Okay, we all know that I wing it, and we all know that I do the weird lines and make everyone uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And laugh.
Yeah.
Love it.
You know what? It makes things
It
memorable.
makes things memorable and magical.
And we learn things.
Yes, Delroy.
I was just thinking, wow, I
Yeah.
really didn't realize that Edgar Wright had such a diverse like catalog.
I
I was
knew
like-
I knew it was Edgar Ramirez.
I was like, I know every movie Edgar Wright's directed, so did he like edit this?
And I was like,
No.
is this in the Cornetto trilogy?
No, this is not part of the
Is this the
Cornetto-
Scott Pilgrim prequel?
Almost, you guys, almost. Monique is in this. Mina Suvari is in this as well. Macy Gray has a little cameo. Jacqueline Bisset plays the mom. It's just it's this wild, crazy ride, and they're like all trip on acid, and they're like having sex in the desert on a couch, and it's just crazy. It's this weird, wild movie, a crazy plot. They shoot a guy's arm off.
I mean,
It's
I want to
insane.
see it.
Yeah, she gives someone a lap dance. And it's one of those films where I love in movies where a guy's in love with a girl, but he doesn't want to be, and he's afraid to talk to her, and she doesn't understand why he likes her, and they have this whole like, I'm not gonna give in to temptation. I'm not gonna love you. I'm not gonna make the love with you. And so they try and like resist it the whole time, but then they eventually do, and they have like hate
Right.
sex, and I like that.
Okay.
I like that kind of relationship. Hate sex. though.
Amazing. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go with the one Keira Knightley film that popped into my head immediately, and that's Love Actually, which I'm sure we've
Oh,
talked about. But you know
probably.
what? Might as well just bring it up
Why not?
again.
Yeah.
Because I like Love Actually. I'm
Yeah.
sure there's plenty of haters out there, and that's fine.
Mm.
But I like her part. I feel kind of bad for her because there's someone that just doesn't treat her very nicely, and she doesn't understand why because she's so kind to them, and later realizes why. And I just like that it's an ensemble film. I feel
Mhm.
like it worked well for what it was, but I don't think that other films that tried to replicate that worked quite as well.
Not
Like
at all.
Valentine's Day or New Year's Eve
No.
or I don't know what else, but there's
Flag
definitely
Day. Who knows?
Flag Day.
Flag Day.
Sure. But I just felt that all of the stories, there was only one story that I was like, you know what? If you took this out, it could probably be a PG-13 movie and
Mm.
and we probably wouldn't miss anything.
Right.
You know?
Right. Mm-hmm. I like
So.
that this film, it showcases everything that's great about British filmmaking. So it's all their fantastic romantic comedies where the people are just like American romantic comedies are all about these elaborate plots and
Sure.
like over the top dramatic gestures, like holding a boombox over your head, or you know what I mean. But
Things
British,
that people wouldn't really do.
yeah, things that people really wouldn't do. But then you look at like Notting Hill and
I love Notting
Four
Hill.
Weddings and a Funeral, and all like the romance in them is very genuine because they're such a closed off people. They don't show everything, and I don't like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like that too.
it's different
I like
from
Hugh Grant
American
in
film.
this.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. That's my
Laura
favorite.
Linney.
Mm-hmm.
I like her because like she has a very you know, everything she has to go through, and she's like in love with this guy, but then she has to take care of her brother. And
Yeah,
there's a lot of
it's sadness.
ins and outs.
Yeah.
Of this movie.
Now there was this. They did like a follow up, not a sequel,
Oh, right.
official movie, but for
Red Nose Day.
Yeah.
I didn't watch that. You watched it?
I didn't watch it, but I heard that Laura Linney gets a happy ending in that.
Oh, good.
She's
I need
married
to
to
watch
Patrick
it.
Dempsey.
Oh,
yeah.
He wasn't in the movie.
No,
but
he's
that's
not.
okay.
They
okay,
just
there's just a.
They reveal that she found love.
Okay,
So
great. I'm glad.
Yeah. Sorry to spoil it for you.
I was like,
I didn't
he
even see
wasn't
it.
in that film.
I wish he was.
He would have probably been good at pretty much any of those roles.
Yeah, he could. He's Patrick Dempsey.
And the guy from The Walking Dead is in it too. Andrew Lincoln? Is
Yes.
that his name?
Yes, that is his name. Good job. It's Andrew
Is that his
Lincoln.
name? I'm just joking.
And I always see that meme of how he has all the posters and he's like, I will love you until you look like this, and it's like a mummy. And then they have a photo of him on the set of Walking Dead with a zombie that looks just like the woman, and they're like, it happened. It's great. It's really great.
Amazing. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah.
All right, so we went from, let's break it down, Romy and Michelle's high school reunion. Then we linked it to dance scenes in films that are not dance movies, not musicals, not music films. And we went to Pride and Prejudice, as well as Napoleon Dynamite, off of Napoleon Dynamite, John Heater films, with Blades of Glory, as well as some other film.
Just like heaven.
And then we linked it from Pride and Prejudice to Keira Knightley movies with Domino, as well as Love Actually.
There you go.
So there you go. One film, 6 other films linking up to it, total of 7 films.
Yes.
We have not had an intermission. I'm
No
shocked, guys. I'm
intermission.
shocked.
And that's when it's going to happen.
And scene.
Announced it.
So now we are going to go into movie link tweets.
Yes.
The other day I tweeted out, what is your favorite dance? What I have it right here. Dance sequence, but isn't a dance film or musical. Here's what we got back. Lots of stuff. Jen Sturger says, Beetlejuice. Hey, Jen.
Hi, Jen.
Tim Franco, Kenny Holmes, and Jason C. say Big. Jesse Van Perry says Moonrise Kingdom. Eric Monroe says Kickboxer. Reinhard Pierre, Tyler Myers, and Hunter Gazaway say Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Jedi DMF says Napoleon Dynamite.
Yo.
Matthew Kearns, Anthony Hernandez, Keybrains say Guardians of the Galaxy. Alfonso Romo says Breakfast Club. Sony Echel, Jesse Lundelin, and Jonathan Glover say Pulp Fiction. Liam Argent says Silver Linings Playbook. Randall Sands, hey Randall, I saw you in the chat. Josh and Tim Morris say Ex Machina. Gia Harris says The Sweetest Thing. Mark Freeman, Jacob Deal, Andrew Gonzalez say Slumdog Millionaire. There was a lot of responses. John Hoey says Tropic Thunder. Dante and Aaron Kearney say Baby Driver. Aaron Bonzevi and Mayank say Titanic. And Scott Mance. Hey, Scott Mance says Spider-Man 3.
Nice.
What
So
the hell?
there you go.
Spider-Man 3.
Because it's pretty memorable. It's pretty memorable, I will say.
The question wasn't memorable. It was
Favorite
movie.
So could be favorite. Who knows? You know what? Scott has a very eclectic
Apparently.
He does
like
indeed.
list.
I went to see My Neighbor Totoro in theaters because they're doing like a Fathom Events thing.
Uh-huh.
And before the movie started,
Scott
it was Scott
Mance.
Mance, and I was like, I know
Oh.
that guy. I mean, I don't know that guy, but my friends know that guy.
Yes.
We
that's
do.
Right.
We know him in person. Talked to him many times.
Mm-hmm.
He's fabulous.
Now we link it to Kevin Bacon because 6
course.
degrees of feature film, 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
KB, Kev Bakes, was in Picture Perfect with Jennifer Aniston, who was in Wonderlust with Justin Theroux, who was in Romy and Michelle's high school reunion. That's a short one.
Yeah.
I forgot. Can we need to dissect Picture Perfect someday because I have a lot of issues with that
Okay.
film.
Okay.
I can't get into them now. This show is wrapping up, and I have a Rocky impression to do, but
Okay,
I just
okay.
want to fucking talk about Picture Perfect.
All right.
Okay.
Now it is better with Rocky. Would Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion be better with Sylvester Stallone as Rocky as what character?
Hold on, please.
Okay. We're
Hold
holding.
As Michelle.
All right, as Michelle.
Okay, here we go. So this is Michelle, aka Lisa Kudrow's character, but with Rocky. Hey, Romy, remember in Mrs. Jibbit's class when there was always like a word problem? Like there's a guy in a rowboat going at miles and the current is going like, some other miles. And how long does it take him to get to town? It's like, yo, who cares? Who wants to go to town with a guy who drives a rowboat?
Excellent. Very
Excellent.
good. Very good.
Excellent.
I love it.
All right.
Stacy, what are your final words for this episode?
Final words.
Where can we find you? Final
You can
final
find
thoughts.
me on Twitter at SOHoward2012. Tweet some more trivia at us. We have to practice.
We do.
Because we're getting good. We're getting better. But we want to be the best. We want to win. And whoever losers, we're going to play later. So tweet the trivia. I will not Google it. I will not cheat. I promise. I'll just try and guess it right.
Yes.
Yes. Or maybe I just know it and I don't have to guess.
The one question I don't want to be asked any longer is who is supposed to be Indiana Jones before they cast Harrison Ford? Because I'm
Tom
tired
Selleck?
of that. Yes.
To me,
We've got it,
That
guys.
doesn't
We know.
count
It
as
doesn't.
movie trivia.
No, because it's not in the movie.
Yeah, it needs to be like if you watch a movie, you know what it's talking about, or where it's like, who's
Yes.
on the top AFIs, and I'm like, no, that has nothing to do with the film,
Mm-hmm,
or who was supposed to be this or that, like that.
Yeah, you
that's
can't
not
do the
movie trivia.
supposed to be.
Yeah, because like you would only know that if you like talk to the director, and he's like, oh, I was supposed to cast whoever, and maybe they have it on IMDb because someone heard a rumor, but I don't think it counts. I'm with you.
Okay.
Where can we find
But
you?
did you say what your Twitter is?
Yes, I did.
Okay, great.
Okay.
You can find me also on Twitter at Miss Movies. You can find this shirt, Call Me Snake, as well as some other shirts that are designed for us on our TeePublic store. And if you want to know where you can find that, you can go to my website, which is missmovies.net. I do have a blog post about it, but I also have at the bottom, there's like a little button. You click on a little button for a store, and then it'll come up for you. And there it is. There it is. You could get a shirt. You could get a mug. You could get a sticker. You could get an iPhone cover.
I want an iPhone cover.
So those are some
Do we
things
really
you
have
can
iPhone covers?
Yeah, you can do many
I haven't even gotten
many
covers.
varieties of different things.
Whoa.
So
Okay.
do that.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
All right.
All right.
That's all for today, everyone. Thank you all for joining us. We will see you next time.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.